Yeah. Well, everybody, welcome to another episode of On the Line. I'm your host, Kris Avalon, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm jumping on the line for a quick second just to talk about some of the latest hot topics that just broke that I didn't get to talk about on the podcast and on my other streaming shows that I do. So we had a great time, and people have been commenting and leaving, posts and likes and all this stuff about this. So I was like, well, let me jump on the line and do it again, bitch. So the topics that we are going to be covering, basically we're going to be talking about Swizz Beatz gives his thoughts on the whole. There's a story coming out that Lil Kim and Foxy Brown are going to be doing a Verzuz battle. I got some tea on that. Also, A$AP Rocky is talking colorism, how he said that he wishes that he were light-skinned when he was younger. We're going to talk about that because we definitely need to break down this whole situation with colorism, especially when it comes to people in our community, Black community. Because yes, do not adjust your screens. I am a Black man. Well, I got some mixtures up in there, but I am Black. And Beyonce's YouTube was hacked. I heard about this a couple hours earlier, but what we're going to do is EJ got the tea on that, so he's going to jump in and talk about that. But first, let's get into this first story. So there was a story that came out about Lil Kim and Foxy Brown doing a Verzuz battle. Now, I think this is an amazing idea. This would be something that I think would definitely be good for the culture, be good for hip hop. But apparently, here's the story, because of multiple sources have been talking about this. Rapup.com brought it up. That Grape Juice, was a couple of people that brought this up. So I said, let me just get on the line and talk about it. So fans, as you know, have been anticipating this Verzuz battle between Lil Kim and Foxy Brown. But apparently it might not be happening. So rumors recently surfaced that the rap rivals were planning to squash their long-running feud and come together for a Verzuz battle. I say Verzuz now because of Wendy Williams. After Foxy's brother Gavin Marchand allegedly revealed on the social media app Clubhouse. See, this Clubhouse app, it seems like it's getting everybody in trouble. Kevin Hart, and now this situation. He said that the paperwork for the battle between his sister and Lil Kim have recently been completed. And this is according to Showbiz cheat sheet. A couple of people, when they heard this story, they immediately took to social media and was like, so one girl by the name of Nadira said, if the Foxy and Lil Kim Verzuz battle does indeed it's D. Brady wound up saying there's going to be I guess they are playing with you because Swizz Beatz was asked directly about the potential pairing. Now, he came up with the Verzuz battle with him and Timbaland put this thing together, and it's become like this monster of a thing. The next Verzuz battle that we're doing is the one with Ashanti and Keisha Cole. Now, amazing artists. I'm not necessarily. I worked back in the day with Keisha Cole on, back when I used to work with VH1. So, yeah, she was cool. I was the only one on set who knew who she was because, when you're the sole person of color in a room full of white people, of course, I know who Keisha Cole is, but everybody else in that room had no idea, of her music and how, she was on the come up with BET and her whole music career and that sort of thing. So, one person asked, wait, what? There's a Foxy Brown / Lil Kim Verzuz being planned? And then Swizz Beatz said, no, not confirmed. So I don't know where Gavin is getting his information. Swizz said this is not happening. So December 12th, which is today at 8 o'clock, Ashanti and Keisha Cole are set to do their Verzuz battle. I'll probably pop in every now and again to see what's going on. That I'm not big fans of either. I will say that they have had an impact on R&B and pop music, so I'm not denying that. But to be honest, I'm not excited for a battle between these two girls. They're just not something that, they're just not my judge, I should say. So good luck to them. I'll pop in every on the grams, the Instagrams, and we'll see how it all turns out. I'm just living for these background graphics, bitch. Like the show is popping, honey. I'm liking the colors and all stuff, and the lower third and all that. I'm film school taught, so I'm living for this. So great to them. Now, in regards to this whole Lil Kim Foxy Brown thing, I would really love for this to happen. If it doesn't happen, I would really love to see Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj do something together. I don't like when we have women consistently pitted against each other. There's always a beef, because that seems to be an ongoing thing that goes on in entertainment, where we can't have more than one female rapper that exists, not only on paper, but in the eyes of the public. So I don't understand why we can't have a multitude. Back in the day when I was growing up, we had a plethora of female, or as I like to call them, femcees. Like, you can go and you can listen to Angie Martinez. She ain't heard a good records. She put out 2 albums. She had a couple of bops, but her career never really took off as a rapper, no matter how many celebrity friends she had. You can decide between Missy Elliott and Left Eye and Lil Kim and Foxy Brown and Eve and Trina. And it was like, there were so many girls where you could get those different variety of music. I don't know why y'all trying to act like this generation. You got to have the like Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and tight ass city girls, and they problematic asses, or, any other female, Megan Thee Stallion. Like, you can like all these different artists and be neutral. We don't know any of these people personally, so I don't know why people feel like they need to take sides when it comes to stuff. And this beef between Kim and Foxy have been going on since the 90s, so it's like almost 30 years. I just really think, like, you both are women of a certain age, or in your so I really feel like at this point, let's bury the hatchet, come together in the name of music, in the name of the culture. And I feel like once you bring, like what Brandy and Monica did. Brandy and Monica came together, squashed that beat. People still was trying to come in with their little shade, but the ladies didn't let it happen. So good luck, and that'd be a versus I would love to tune into, because there's been a couple of ones that I love, a couple of ones I was like, yeah, why are we getting this? Like, I didn't care about Jeezy doing one with I forgot. Child, that whole versus was so relevant. I don't even remember who we did a versus with, but yeah. So I think that's all I have to say on that. So coming up next, we're gonna take a little short break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit about Beyonce's YouTube being hacked. I want to know what they've been hacking and putting up on there, and I need to know about the whole hackalation. So EJ's got that tea, and then after that, we're going to come back with ASAP Rocky talking colorism, because that's definitely something that we need to talk about and we need to address. I'm going to give my thoughts on that. So don't go away. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with more on the line. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to On the Line. So what we're going to do now is, because we wanted to talk about this whole Beyonce's YouTube being hacked, which was shocking to me. We're going to bring in EJ, and we're going to talk about this whole situation because he was the one that brought this story to me. So, where you at, Gert? What's going on? Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Oh, why so little? Child, you are so little. Why are you so small?
Well, you know, just trying some new things on the screen here.
Oh, I've been noticing. I'm noticing the little graphics, and I'm like, yes, we moving on up, bitch. We trying to produce some real TV, honey.
No. Happy holidays, everyone. You know, I had to jump on the line with my good Judy, Kris over here, and yeah. So we got this story here, and let's just talk about it. So apparently, there was a news story that came out literally like 2 hours ago, where basically it's right here. I put on the big screen for everyone. Beyonce YouTube was hacked, and this is a post right here. Shout out to Pop Tings, the Pop Tings TIGZ, on Twitter.
What a Jamaican Pop Tings? Is that
Pop Tings, honey. And as you guys can see, I'm gonna zoom in for. Wait, I'm going too far. Okay, slow it down, girl. All right. I'm like Roland Ray talking to myself, right? Okay, ooh. So
no, say that for the next show.
So as you guys can see, they changed everything to Jay-Z. As you can see, the titles, they all say Jay-Z. If you guys could see. Let me see if I go a little closer to the top.
Yeah, because I'm like, I can't see, child.
You can see they all turn to Jay-Z. All of her titles at the bottom. You can see.
Why?
I don't know. That's right there. You see my little mouse moving. So that's
trying to say like, so basically, are they trying to say like this is Jay-Z's channel instead of Beyonce's?
I don't know, but apparently the Pop Tings, this came out 2 hours ago, and it says here, Beyonce is currently losing views on YouTube as it seems someone has hacked her channel and is deleting videos. The hacker also changed their usernames to Jay-Z. This literally came out at 2:12 today. So this is obviously still going to go on. All the Beehive members need to do your job, and we need to see the tea. What's going on?
So instead of spending all that energy swarming people who pisses you off by any little negative thing they say about Queen Bee or Queen Bey, because we all know Queen Bee is Lil Kim. She had that phrase, that title before anybody else started using it. So instead of going around trying to drag people who have anything remotely negative to say, maybe y'all need to get online and actually hack it back. Like, help Beyonce. Well, look, Beyonce got the coin. She can go in and have the best people come in and change your passwords, girl. Get all your other stuff. I don't know what's going on. I hope you don't name your, I hope your passwords ain't the name of your kids and none of that. So, because now some of these simple people be on the line when they come with their I'm gonna just put my child's birthday. Like, really, girl? Like, come on, get a little more creative.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah, so I don't understand the whole point of why they would even put in the energy to hack her YouTube. To me, it's stupid and it's a waste of time. Like, what's the point? Because Beyonce's not even putting anything out right now for them to even be dragging her or to be picking on her in this moment.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who is her, like, who would be behind this that want to take Beyonce down? I mean, you have Nicki, the Barbs versus the Barty gang. Like, who would be the against the Beehive right now? Who is it? The Rachel Royce? Who are we still going on? Becky with the fake hair, whatever. Like,
good question, because it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's some things that is going on with Miss Beyonce. They keep under lock and key. We don't know what's going on. That ain't got nothing to do with it. But to me, it's just like, I don't understand why they're even. But why even waste? Who has the time or the energy to just be hacking people's YouTubes and or their profiles and just doing dumb shit? Like, I don't get it. I think it's stupid. Right. I think it's a waste of time. We could all be doing other better things with our time besides worrying about hacking Beyonce's YouTube and chaining it to Jay-Z. I mean, what's the point? I mean, it ain't like she gonna leave him. It ain't like she's giving him like they're getting a divorce, but there's no reason. Didn't they work out all their issues in Lemonade?
True.
Allegedly.
Supposedly.
Yeah, so I don't
yeah,
know. Is there anything else we got to offer this? Because I really feel like this is a little drive-by comment, like with the commentary.
Well, I mean, it's not like
I'm coming out next year allegedly.
I mean, I think this, had this been something, more dramatic than just this, I think this has been a bigger story. But that's why I said this is something to definitely just put out there and let's see what happens. I mean, her being hacked is not, I mean, everyone gets hacked. It's really like the motive on somebody to do that just for her to lose streams. I mean, granted, it's Beyonce, she really losing streams, but it's just interesting that you have people that want to go that far. Like, who are you hacking for? That's my thing. Like, who are you hacking for? Normally people do this, they're doing it for someone, not just because you hate Beyonce. Like, she's been very...
Who's gonna wake up and be like, you know what? I feel like hacking Beyonce's account today. Like, who thinks
that? And that's the tea. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Exactly. So yeah. Well, that's that segment. Thank you for jumping on the line.
I said I wanted to hop on the line, and that I did, honey.
It's funny how the name of this show just keeps winding up throughout the conversation, shameless self-promotion. Like, thank you for jumping on the line, girl. Okay, so as we got our little holiday graphics in the corner. So so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take another short break, and when we come back, we're gonna wrap up this episode with A$AP Rocky talking colorism. There's definitely, I got a lot to say about that. So don't go away. We'll be right back with more on the line. Beep, 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 beep. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to On the Line. So before we get to this ASAP Rocky story, honey, we just got some breaking news. So apparently Ashanti has COVID. So we don't know if Verzuz is going to happen tonight. So she just went on her social media and wrote, "Hey y'all, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I tested positive for COVID-19. I'm okay and not in any pain. I'm actually down to do the Verzuz from my house. We're trying to figure it all out." Well, what time is it? It's 6:08. Hopefully y'all can get this figured out by 8 o'clock. Y'all got 2 hours? Yeah, well, this is a live show. So I cannot believe that like I'm just gagging. Like Ashanti has COVID. So yeah, you don't want to put her at risk because now what they're doing is they don't even remember when it all started out. They used to, like, when they did with Erykah Badu and Jill Scott and stuff, they were doing it through their phones and trying to do it that way. And some people were having technical issues. We're talking about you, Teddy Riley. And then some people, managed to make it work and all this stuff. And then they gradually moved it. I think like the biggest one that they did was they had Brandy and Monica at Tyler Perry Studios. And yeah, so they pretty much had it there, and they kind of made it more of a big production where they would just sit on the chairs and they would sing like we had with Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight. Then Dionne Warwick tried to sashay her drunken ass up in there and hijack the situation. It was like, oh no, bitch, you getting to come in for one song and then you get off the stage. Let us older women or us women of a certain age have our little moment. But yeah, so now they've been doing it more where they come into a studio and they come together and they sing in their songs along with the songs going along. So now they're trying to figure out what's going on. Maybe they could put Ashanti in a room and have them kind of do it via satellite. I don't know. They said they're trying to figure everything out. We'll see how it all works out, and I will keep you guys abreast of this as it develops. Yeah, so let's move on. So ASAP Rocky is talking about colorism and the self-hatred he felt when he was a child. So he took to his song, which is featured in the Cyberpunk 2077 game. And this is a game I need to get because I've been seeing so much about this. This Cyberpunk 2077 game has been trying to come out for a while. I think almost a year. But they kept preempting it and so much stuff was happening. And Keanu Reeves is in it. And I just love the graphics. I would love to see a TV show or a movie or something kind of with that whole cyberpunk look. That they could actually get it right, by the way. So what he says in the song was, "Man, when I was younger, I wish that I was light-skinned. Now I wouldn't trade the world for my skin." He also continued by saying, "I surpassed what you could do inside your lifespan, so just give me a little credit like a white man." Now, no word on whether or not the fans will be able to stream the song, but, race and colorism is something that has existed within, the Black community for a very long time, and not just in the Black community, but Latinos deal with this as well. Lighter skin versus darker skin, how in certain countries, you have the darker skinned people who are made out to be maids and this, that, and the other, and you have the lighter skinned people who are in hospitality or put on, the face of the company because some people, and I've seen this in my situations where I get irritated by it also, is that I will see white people approach me and I'm the one standing next to the person that's actually on that shift. Like, for example, I could be somebody who's I work in a restaurant. That's my other job, the one that pays the bills while I do this show, which is the passion project and eventually going to become more of like the financial thing. But one of the things I've noticed is that when I encounter certain people, particularly white folks and some Black people, they'll come to me before they come to the other. And I'm like, I'm not on. So I will purposely push them on. I'm not doing it. Like, you need to speak to him because this is his shift. This is his situation. This is his area. He's the one or she's the one that's handling it. But I guess because, I don't know, sometimes I always feel like based off my complexion, people feel that I'm more approachable, which in a way I look at it as underlying racist. So even though I've never in my life experienced racism, I can empathize because I totally get it. Now with this is like, I love this thing because we have this up in the comments section on it. Shout out to the Jasmine brand for this tea. It says, "How can you blame young people for feeling this way when they're bombarded with images of fairer skinned people in positive light and dark skinned people in the negative? turn on children's TV. Most of the protagonists, superheroes, are light skinned. And this is something that we've kind of been dealing with for a long time, is the fact that there are some people that want to see themselves reflected on the big screen. So that's why I want to give kudos to a friend of mine who I went to film school with, Alex Fernandez. He pretty much has decided, to take the reins of his career. He didn't want to wait on Hollywood to knock on his door and give him opportunities. He created those opportunities. So if you ever go on YouTube and you check out his Body Jumpers and Dawn, Alex Fernandez is his name. If you ever check out Body Jumpers, Dawn, Sasha, any of his other shows, he definitely has created these opportunities where he writes, produces. He's Tyler Perry, except his shit is actually watchable. He writes, produces, directs, edits, puts in the special effects, or all his own stuff with no budget. And he created these shows where he has a Latin woman of color, a Black woman in the lead on his shows, a lead vampire hunter who's Black, a lead superhero who's a Black woman. So we don't get to see this. And now we're about to see it with Batwoman, with Javicia Nicole, I forget her last name. But I know they dropped the trailer the other day. I didn't get around to watching it yet, but I heard that they dropped the trailer. She got a Batmobile and everything. So I'm curious to see, because I didn't like the first season of Batwoman. I watched like 4 episodes. I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, this is horrible. And Ruby Rose just wasn't giving me what I needed. She's good to look at, but leading a show, she's the co-star. She's not the lead. So hearing about this, it's like, yes, I feel like if people saw themselves reflected more on the big screen, in media, or in real life in certain situations, and not constantly called names. Like, I know my cousin, he would call his sister Darky. Last time I checked, you ain't that bright your damn self. But you would go and call your sister names, and so there's that thing where you have family members who do it, who will favor one child over the other because they look a certain way. I've encountered this, and I've seen this in my family as well, where they will look at, if you have a certain texture of your hair, if you have of a certain complexion, if you look a certain way, they kind of give you more attention than they would the darker skinned child. We see Marla Negra did a whole season of Love and Hip Hop where she brought this up. So I think colorism is definitely something that needs to be talked about. It's something we need to address. It's something we need to put on the table and deal with, because I have an issue with it. I don't like it. I understand the privileges that comes with me being a light-skinned male, being of mixed race. And that's why I like to, in so many ways, when I'm talking about entertainment news, if it reflects real life and it has something substantial to the situation, I'm going to speak out for those who can't speak for themselves. So I'm all for being the voice for the voiceless. I don't mind. I'll lie on the sword. So a lot of my friends are dark-skinned. I like hanging around all people. I've dated guys who are darker than me. I fuck guys who are darker than me. I'm like, trying not to be nasty because I'm on YouTube. You know how you gotta be clean, but whatever. It is what it is. I say what I want. So yeah, shout out to A$AP Rocky. I'm glad at this point in time, like, what he's speaking about. But I also said that they came at him because they said he refused to rap about police brutality in Ferguson. So he initially went on to say, why would I feel compelled to rap about Ferguson? I'm not about to say that I was down there throwing rocks at motherfuckers, getting pepper sprayed. I'd be lying. Is it because I'm Black with the F? Am I Al Sharpton now? I'm A$AP Rocky. I did not sign up to be no political activist. I want to talk about my mother effing lean, my best friend dying, girls, my jiggly fashion, and my inspirations in drugs. I live in effing Soho and Beverly Hills. I can't relate. He then went on to tell the Breakfast Club this year, I feel like, why put me on a pedestal for that, especially when I'm not asking for that. I want to make music. I want to inspire. I want to promote peace, because at a time like this, I don't have all the answers. I'm trying not to run for Congress or office. Well, you want to have something? I always say, like, we need to stop putting that pressure on celebrities also to be this activist or to take on that mantle. Not everybody's equipped to do that. Not everybody has the tools or the mentality to come out and be political activists or to use their music or their platform to speak out politically. Not everybody can do it. In real life, not everybody can do it either. So stop putting that pressure on celebrities. There's some people out here that basically want to talk about doing drugs and hanging out with girls and looking cute with the fashions and this, that, and the other, and that's fine. But just because you are Black, don't necessarily mean that everybody got to come out and shout Black Lives Matter. Because yes, Black lives do matter, but if you don't have the tools or the wherewithal to speak about what you need to speak about, why bring it up? So he's found a way that he could relate in some sort of way to what's going on. So he's not going to talk about Ferguson, but he could relate to colorism. So I'm all about authenticity and people who could speak about things that they could relate to. Otherwise, we could see through the bullshit. We could see that he's not authentic and he's being fake and he's trying too hard and y'all going to drag him for that. So what I want to say is that's all I pretty much have to say for that. Thank you for watching this episode of On the Line. I'm Kris Avalon. Love you all for watching. Until next time, stay warm, honey, because it's cold out in this bitch.